Upon completing this quest, you will be able to undertake Crystarium deliveries for the facet of forging. You must be a blacksmith, armorer, or goldsmith of level 70 or above to proceed. Level 70, Iola, Forge Master. Iola seems perturbed by a crafting conundrum. Well, yes, it's not bad exactly. How can I put this? It's just lacking a certain originality. I'm not sure I understand. Our goal here is to attract a new customer base with innovative and eye-catching craftsmanship, and we won't succeed by retreading the same tired ground as, oh, who have we here? Stranger to our fair city and an artisan too, if I'm not mistaken. Name's Iola. I'm affiliated with the facet of forging, but I also run a private forge, the Iron Bellows it's called. There was a time when we boasted a gathering of the finest metalworkers in the trade, and then business in the Crystarium started going downhill. Many were forced to hang up their hammers even before my dear father, the warrior rest his soul, passed the bellows on to me. Now, Eisman's the only employee I have left. Solid, dependable old Eisman. Poor guy. That's me. As for clients, we have few commissions outside our contract with the city guard, and that income barely covers our day-to-day expenses. I'll be forced to close down the forge before long if I don't try something drastic. I've been working on a plan will broaden our horizons and our potential market with a range of new and novel wares. Fine idea, you might think, but we've hit something of a snag. Whilst Iceman can reproduce our usual stock with uncanny accuracy, it would seem his singular talent doesn't lend itself to creative endeavors. I have to follow the design. I can't help it. That's enough of my rambling. Where did you say you were from? Same place as the Exarch. Interesting. Wait, no, not interesting. This is marvelous, don't you see? You must have knowledge of a dozen techniques that we've never even heard of. Please help us develop our new wares, and I'll gladly pay you. It will have to be in crafter's scripts, but still, what do you say? I'll do it. We're saved! Phew, now, before you do anything, we need to go and parley with the Zune. You have no idea what I'm talking about. Upright lizard people, there's a tribe of them living here in the city. We've not had much trade with the Zune thus far, but I aim to change all that. Assuming we devise a product which catches their interest, we'll be dipping into a well of untapped profit. Come on, let's head over to Amaro launch and learn a few things about our prospective customers. It's time to get the Iron Bellows back on track. Good luck. Zune. Oh, I see it. We'll just probably blocked off. What do you want with me? It may seem like an odd request, but I was hoping you might help me gain a better understanding of your people. I'm working to expand my range of goods, you see, and any insight you can offer would be appreciated. You're one of the Crystarium's artisans, then I would not deny a sincere desire to learn. We of the Zune earn a living as Amaro breeders and clothe ourselves with their hide and bones. Such has been our tradition since we roamed the land as nomads. Is it difficult to raise such large animals? They're at risk. When the females are with young, they become temperamental and have been known to bite their handlers. Ouch, I imagine those jaws would inflict some nasty injuries. Yes, the wounds often lead to fever, illness, and even death. Any item you could craft that would help prevent such tragedies would find no few interested parties. Leave it to me. The Iron Bellows will strive to provide you with everything you need. Let's head back to the mean. What do you think? Did our chat with the Zune give you any ideas? Well, well, to what do I owe the pleasure? We've just come to collect our old tools, then we'll be on our way. Facet of Forging has plenty of jobs for enterprising individuals, and I'd rather work than starve, no offense. None taken. Those two are Kalana and Suren, former employees of the Bellows. If you hadn't guessed that already, they used to look out for me like I was their little sister. When the business fell on hard times, they struck out on their own. I can hardly blame them. They have families to feed, and the Facet of Forging has paying contracts. Which is why this new endeavor is so important. If it succeeds, then mayhap I can convince them both to come back to the Bellows. Maybe, just maybe, I can buy back the ring we lost to pay back our borrowed coin. Or am I being too greedy now? Is this about a ring? You borrowed money. When our business started to falter, my father made an arrangement with a moneylender known as Walden. It was a poor gamble at best. Things went from bad to worse, and when we failed to meet the payments on time, Walden demanded something of value from us. My father surrendered the gift he had made for my mother, a ring she never had the chance to wear before she passed away. That ring is all I have left to remember them by, and I would dearly love to have it back. I can't afford to worry about some keepsake. I need to focus on rebuilding the Forge's finances and regaining our lost employees. Right, let's throw out some ideas. What manner of item could benefit the Zune in their daily lives? Nothing comes to mind then. Oh, but didn't you say you hailed from the Exarch's homeland? You have tribes like the Zune where you're from? That might give you a starting point to consider. The Zune are strikingly similar to the Amalja in appearance. Perhaps the beastmen from the source wear something that could prove equally useful in their Crystarium counterparts. Metal gauntlets, metal Amaro sculptures. Is that really an option? Why even give us the guess? Oh, well, I suppose that might reduce the danger of Amaro biting the fingers which feed them. Seems too simple. And yet, we'd still be the first forge to stock gauntlets crafted expressly for Zune hands. Let's see what you can put together. Iola, Forge Master, level 70, complete. Facet of Forging, Crystarium deliveries unlocked. Crystarium delivery commenced. Facet of Forging deliveries are now available. By delivering the requested items to Iola and raising yourself in her esteem, you can advance the story of her struggling forge. Let's see what you can put together. Each facet of the Crystalline mean has a list of requested deliveries. Iola, the Facet of Forging, will accept items from blacksmiths, armorers, and goldsmiths. The items requested will vary according to your level and may be crafted by any of the corresponding classes. To begin the crafting process, select logs from the main menu, followed by crafting log. Next, select special recipes, class, Crystarium deliveries to locate the desired recipe. Steam gauge will build with each successful delivery. Build a gauge complete. Okay, so it works kind of like custom deliveries. Okay, so you get more experience for high quality items, it looks like. Metal gauntlets. We need 6, okay. That's what it said in the wiki. We looked it up just so we wouldn't have to, we'd make sure we have everything. We're just gonna pump out 6. We don't get anything but experience for high quality. We already topped out at experience. I already had some of them. I bought the rest off the market for it. Deliver. You're unable to carry any more white craft or scripts and will not receive full compensation. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, that was just saying we need more. We get more steam or whatever. I've delivered your gauntlets to the Zune for their appraisal. I can only hope they're as impressed as I was. Word with you, please. Is something wrong? I wish to speak with the artisan who crafted the gauntlets. Ah, that would be Zilly here. First, let me say that my people are not accustomed to wearing metal armor. Our natural scales are hard as steel to begin with, and we do not like to announce ourselves with flashy adornments. We wear only what is essential. The exception to this would be our hide jackets, a memento from those beloved Amara we would remember after their passing. Sure, we have no use for bulky protective garments. They would only get in our way. No, I should have known not to get my hopes up. Ah, but then I tried using the gloves to handle one of our feistier beasts. She clamped her jaws on my fingers and I didn't feel a thing. What is more, where I expected the material to be heavy and my movements clumsy, it almost felt as if I was working with bare hands. Your tailored gauntlets to meet our particular needs, and we would acknowledge that effort with suitable payment. That is all I came to say. It worked out. Phew, for a moment there, I thought we'd made a mistake. He seemed pleased, didn't he? More than that, he was delighted. I have an eye for artisans, but I didn't realize you were this talented. I mean, you've only crafted one new design, and already my business with Zune is off to a great start. I might even be able to pay Eisman his wages this year. I feel like with you here, bringing back my old employees is not the distant dream it once was. Please say you'll stay and help. Keep your tools at the ready, and I'll find us some more customers to impress. Crystarium deliveries, faceted forging, Iola. You have delivered the requested items. Steam level increased. Iola now considers you the Iron Bellows Lifeline. Iola is pleased with your efforts. She now considers you the Iron Bellows Lifeline. Really, just a woman I wanted to see. It's all happening so fast. We've received orders for more of those gauntlets you've crafted. As I told you... Oh, I skipped that on accident. Makes a change from working for nothing. And as for you, I need another crafting miracle to impress our next potential client, the Mord. Have you been to Amarong? The Mord people have a city there, founded on mining and trading. Went myself to do some groundwork, but talking about new wares they might need wasn't high on the agenda. No, the Mord seemed more intent on feeding me worms, a local delicacy, or so they said. I could barely choke one down. Really, the taste started to grow on me after a while. I must have eaten a couple buckets worth while I was still waiting to get paid. So sorry, Eisman, I truly am. Well, my visit to the Mord was something of a loss, but mayhap you have some insight that we could build upon. The Mord are strikingly similar to the kobolds in appearance. Perhaps the beastmen from the source make use of something that could prove equally beneficial to their Amarong counterparts. Metal worm jars. Yeah, okay, why not? Something to keep their squirmy treats safe. I don't know how the Mord will react to that, but I suppose it's worth a try. Make me a worm jar, if you please. The Crystarium deliveries list for Iola has been updated. We don't get anything out of making them high quality. We don't get any experience, and we're already topped off on scripts. I wish I could do more to revive the bellows myself, but it's your crafting prowess that will truly make the difference. I'm grateful for your help. You're unable to carry more. Okay, that's just scripts. Thank you. The Mord should be pleased with this. Right, I've done my part and delivered your work to our potential clients in Mord Souk. Hopefully they like what they see. This is the forge where the metal jars were made, yes? I wanted to talk to the makers. Welcome, welcome. You've come to the right place. What did you wish to discuss? For white earthworms, freshness is best. They fare poorly in sunlight. Death follows soon. They don't keep well. They do taste better fresh from the dirt, that's true. What is with you and worms, Iceman? I'm beginning to think you're a Mord in disguise. We never tried to store earthworms before, but when we put them in your new jar, they stayed happy in the dark, safe and squirming and delicious. Since the jar is made of metal, it doubles as a cooking pot. Over the fire and dinner is served. Whoever made such a wonderful utensil understands the Mord, understands worms. If you have any more jars, we would make you an offer. We have much to trade, coins to buy. Another happy customer. It's almost too good to be true. By the way, are you one of those worm gourmets too? It has to be the white ones. They're meatier than the other worms, and you've proven your crafting expertise once again. Thanks to the stability you've given us, I've managed to convince an old friend to return. I'm Kalana. You might have heard from Iola, but I was working at the bellows until I couldn't anymore. After all Iola's father did for us, abandoning the forge never sat well with me, so I'm glad I have another chance to help the business succeed. We're incredibly glad you have. You can work with Eisman crafting stock for all these extra commissions. You hear that, Eisman? There's plenty of work to be done, so don't think you can take it easy just because I'm back. Now, the reason the white earthworms are meteor has to do with how they survive the arid conditions of Amarang. What is this dolt babbling about? Anyway, now all that's left to convince Suren to return. I'll scout out a new client and you can amaze them with your artisanal brilliance. Facet of forging, Iola accept. Steam level increase. Iron Bellows hidden gem. We're gonna do them all right now. I got all the stuff we need. Hoping you'd pay a visit. Those jars you designed are selling like wildfire. We're almost struggling to keep up with demand. Have both Kalana and Eisman handling the commissions, though, so you and I can turn all our attention to bringing in new business. Aye, we have the jars under control. There's a worm cuisine craze sweeping through the Crystarium, and we stand to make a good bit of coin. And we'll never understand the appeal. But enough about worms, let's discuss our next client, shall we? The Ondo. They usually keep to themselves in their underwater settlements, but word from Kalusia says they're willing to engage in trade. So Eisman and I went looking for them. We must have trudged along the coastline for days before we finally chanced across a group of spearfishing in the shallows. Did you know the Ondo hunt with harpoons fashioned from coral? Anyway, I was relieved to find that they were quite amenable to the idea of doing business with the Bellows. All we need to do now is create an item the Ondo might be interested in purchasing. Anything come to mind? From what Iola has told you, the Ondo sounds strikingly similar to the Sahagin. Perhaps the beastmen from the source make use of something that could prove equally beneficial to their collusion counterparts. Metal tridents. Or metal flippers. Fish people, they don't need flippers. An improvement to those coral harpoons I mentioned. I think we're on the right track, but wouldn't the metal rust in the seawater? That would depend on the metal used, and I know a few tricks and treatments to ward off rust. Let me worry about that part. My dear Kalana, rough edges aside, you always did have a knack for the delicate side of ironwork. Vasily, I can think of no other drawbacks to your trident idea. Craft us a three-pronged masterpiece that will have the Ondo forking out coin and Suren begging to rejoin our forging family. Damn deliveries list for Iola has been updated. Yay. All right, that's enough. I've delivered your tridents to the Ondo, and now we wait for their verdict. This is always the most exciting and terrifying part. Is this the Iron Bellows? Certainly is, good sir. Have you come to pay the balance, perchance? So you are the ones responsible for those tridents. Oh no, we've angered them, insulted their ancestors, mocked their traditional choral craftsmanship. Not to worry, that's why you keep a bruiser like me around. Kelowna, I implore you to hammer iron, not our clients. Listen well, landwalkers, my people dwell beneath the waves where fire does not burn, and we have no skill with forging tools of metal, but we recognize mastery when it is delivered into our very hands. Compared to our coral spears, your tridents are stronger and sharper, yet show no sign of rusting in the ocean's water. They will serve us well in the hunt. Such was our joy and satisfaction that I felt compelled to cross the seas, swim along the rivers, and trek over land to heap praise upon their maker. And then you should give your thanks to Zilly there. It is she who first proposed and crafted the piece in question. You were the landwalker who came with Alphanaud. It seems your talent in metalwork is equal of your skill in battle. Once more, you have our gratitude. Here is the coin we owe you. I look forward to your next offering. Well, things appear to be going swimmingly for the Bellows these days. In fact, I might almost believe my expertise was no longer required. Ren, you sneaky bastard, how long have you been there? Silly, was it? I managed to glance at one of the tridents you traded to the Ondo, and I must say I was quite impressed. Your skills are on par with Iola's father, and he was a man of no small talent. It would reflect badly upon my character were I accept my former position now, only after business had taken a turn for the better, and yet I cannot pass up this opportunity to work alongside an artisan of your caliber. Maybe you just can't stand to be away from me. I've got you pegged, friend. For the moment, I shall content myself with duplicating your wares in an effort to study your techniques. I assume my assistance will not be turned away. Profession does seem to attract the peculiar types. Still, we should be glad to have Suren back at the forge. You can look past his pretentious manner, you'll find a seasoned craftsman lurking underneath. Even my father put stock in Ren's unmatched speed and precision. Just look at all we've achieved. With your help, we've secured another market in the Ondo and lured back my other lost employee. Cannot thank you enough, yet I would ask that you stay in my employ just a little longer. Rehiring my artisans was a costly endeavor, and we'll need every coin your new creations bring in. Acid and forging, accept. You have delivered requested items. Steam level increased. I will now consider you as Iron Bellows ace in the hole. Level 75, to struggle Numo. Ola appears deep in thought. What to do, what to do. Oh, Zilly, I could use an ear if you have a moment to listen. Now, between your craft and my negotiations, we've managed to secure contracts with Zune, the Mord, and even Ondo. Compared to our previous client list of one whole customer, business has improved by leaps and bounds. Just after paying regular wages to Eisman and putting up the coin to hire back Kalana and Suren, I'm afraid the forge's coffers are close to empty again. I can only think of two solutions to this problem. One, we seek out new client with large-scale commission and fat purse, or two, I start paying Eisman less than he's worth. Let's keep expanding your client list. Eisman probably wouldn't complain. No, he wouldn't. I could ask him to get by on half of what he earns now. Then feel terrible for taking advantage of him. I know the man seems to actually enjoy eating worms, but perhaps finding a new client is the best option here. I'm being honest with you, I actually already had a candidate in mind, the new Mo of Il Meg. They were supposedly on friendly terms with the people of Vobert, while the kingdom yet existed, at least. As for brokering deals, treat fairly with them and they will treat fairly with you, it is said. My main concern is the dangers posed by simply entering the domain of the Pixies itself. What we need is an escort to the bargaining table, someone whom the Pixies already know and trust. I don't suppose you know anyone like that, do you? I am known to the new Mo. I can converse with Pixies. I am known to the new Mo. Well, what? You? I can't believe the perfect ambassador for the Bellows was under my nose this entire time. But then let's not waste another moment. I'll put my traveling pack together and meet you on the road for Elmag. Oh, it's like here. Right. Oh, they have crafting. Gathering title, that works. Ilmeg lies just ahead. The fairy folk might try to scare us off, but my will is iron. Once I've chosen a path, there's no stopping me. New and profitable clients, here we come. Oh, there's something touching my face. Get it off. Get it off. Quickly, Zilly, we have to reach the new Mo. I know you. You won the scepter from the Elder. This young lady is a friend of yours? Yes, I've come to trade. Your people once served the kingdom of Vobert, and I hope to provide goods on which to spend your stash of Vobert gold. You do have gold, don't you? You desire an exchange. 'Tis a Numo way to barter one thing for another, but we will not part with our golden treasures if you have naught we deem equal in worth to the coin. Is that iron I smell? You are workers of metal? Mayhap you have something to offer us after all. Since the fall of Vobert and the scattering of its people, we have been hard-pressed to obtain new censers. Censers? We can forge censers. Why, the Iron Bellows will craft you the finest censers you've ever seen. I mean, once our artisans decide upon a design. Wonderful. I shall come to you upon completion of the first piece. Right then, Zilly, we should get straight to work. Back to the mean we go. Fences. Welcome back. You know, I've heard stories about the new Mo, but that was the first time I'd seen one in the flesh. They were a little more intimidating than the adorable puppy people I'd imagined. Still, if all goes well, we stand to rake in a stack or two of Obertite honors. That should take the pressure off the Bellows finances for a good long while. But let's put together one spectacular sensor, shall we? Find yourself needing more materials, Eisman will provide. Okay, this one I have to do high quality. If I'm to plug the hole I've dug in our finances, then this arrangement with the new Mo has to succeed. Bring me the best sensor you can possibly craft. Why, this is so exquisite, I'm almost tempted to keep it for myself. Our client will be pleased indeed. Now we just wait until Marn arrives to inspect the sensor. Fancy a game of cards? Oh, so this is the Crystalline. So much life and commotion. Corksy. Quick, someone pinch me with a pair of pliers. Either I'm dreaming or that's a flying, talking pig. I promise you're fully awake. It is I, Marn, and this porcine fellow is my familiar. We new Mo are bound strongly to the magics of Ilmag, and straying beyond its borders is unnerving to say the least. I hope you don't mind if I inspect the sensor by proxy. This design is unfamiliar but entrancing. The metal construction should render it quite durable. Yes, those nasty pests are in for a smoky surprise. Nasty pest, are you suffering some manner of invasion? Home Playa is a humid place and attracts swarms of gnats and the like. So many winged nuisances, in fact, that buzzing is distracting us from our meditations. But with a sensor like this to fill the air with scented smoke, peace and quiet will soon be ours once more. This is a problem we would have taken to the Vobertites once upon a time. Now we have no artisans nearby with whom to trade our shiny coins. So you're saying those gold pieces are just piling up in the corner, taking up room? I'm sure my forge can offer you a way to rid yourself of some of that clutter. The concern for our domestic tidiness is touching. Assuming you can provide more exceptional goods such as this one, then we shall be glad to feed your golden hunger until we meet again. I think we made a favorable impression with Marn. I seem to amuse them, and your craft sealed the deal. The new Mo as our clients, I can run the Iron Bellows the way we used to. No more worrying about wages. Everything back in its rightful place. And that ring you mentioned? Okay, maybe not everything, but I have to keep this place running for my artisans, not waste money on some sentimental trinket. We walked away when things got tough, left her to rebuild the bellows alone. It's about time we returned the favor. Right, but true. Mayhap there is something we can do. Ready to put the next stage of my revival plan in motion. If this goes well, then any lingering fear that the bellows will go belly up can finally be put to rest. Actually, I already have the client picked out, but I need to make a few preparations first. I'll share the details with you soon. Struggle Numo. Greetings, ready to conjure up another fantastic new convenience? Look at them. Those three have certainly taken to work with a passion, which I suppose is to be expected from such veteran artisans. Anyway, let's get started on our final project, shall we? Our client this time around is the Crystarium's own city guard. I may have mentioned this before, but they've been the only customer that's stuck with us through thick and thin since the time my father ran the bellows. Problem is, father would accept the guard's commissions regardless of the losses we stood to make, and that hit to our profit margin became a major factor in Forge's decline. I understand why he did what he did. The guards protect us from the Sin Eaters, and he wanted to outfit them with the best equipment we could provide. A sharper sword, a sturdier shield, the slightest edge might help against the monsters which took my mother from us. Now more than ever, the Bellows is in a position to supply the Crystarium's defenders in the way my father would have wanted. Remember Nemarn? They recently told me of a special gemstone which can only be found in Lakeland. Seems Vobertite Knights used to carry such a jewel to ward off hostile magics, a talisman of sorts. Well, call it fate. The city guard's vulnerability to the arcane was the last project to consume my father's attention before he died. He wanted to fix the flaw he perceived in their armor, and it falls to me to complete his legacy. As such, the item I would have you craft is already decided, a neckpiece set with the gemstone from Lakeland. This is it, Zilly, our final collaboration. I look forward to seeing what masterpiece you devise to protect our soldiers from fell sorcery. Damn, delivery is updated, blah, blah, blah. Not one-shotting it. I have to relearn how to craft once we get to Endwalker. We've been so, like, we hit 90 before we even finished the Stormblood MSQ, I think, right? Haven't had to craft since, like, Heaven's Word. Haven't really had to do it since I did all the Realm Reborn relics. That was a pain. Okay. Thank you, Zilly. This might just be the edge a soldier needs to survive the battlefield's less mundane perils. I've delivered your work to the city guard, so that's that. Our final project together is all but complete. Now we simply wait for the client's verdict. Forge Master Iola. That would be me. What can I do for you, Captain Lena? Came to discuss the new equipment you left with our supply officer. Your father always provided us with the highest quality armaments, but was never satisfied with his attempts to infuse arcane resistance. He would have been proud of this neckpiece you've crafted. We in the Guard face danger on a daily basis, and I cannot overstate how much the availability of your potent talisman will benefit morale. I wanted to visit you in person that I might properly express my gratitude. I am pleased to know you are pleased, but I can only accept thanks for the idea. The craftsmanship was all Zilly here. Master Artisan, there is no end to your surprises. An impressive talent, isn't it? She's as skilled as my own father was. With their work as a template, I mean to keep the Iron Bellows producing goods of the highest quality. As such, I also hope the City Guard will continue entrusting their commissions to my forge in the years to come. We would consider it a privilege. Be proud to know that the armaments provided by your family's forge serve an integral part of the Crystarium's defenses. You hear that? An integral part, she said. I almost feel like weeping. Been a long road getting the Bellows back on track, and you've stood by me every step of the way. Rest well, Zilla, you deserve it. Acid of Forging, Iola. Team level increased. Iola now considers you the Iron Bellow's greatest weapon. Just throw with your efforts. She now considers you the Iron Bellow's greatest weapon. New quest continuing story Iron Bellows is now available. Speak with Iola as either a blacksmith, armor, or goldsmith at level 80 or above to undertake the quest. Last one. Iron Bellows. Iola is filled with gratitude towards you. Sitting down and tallying up the profit from our various ventures, I'd say we have sufficient funds to keep the Bellows running comfortably for quite some time. Truly, your goods have brought in a small fortune. I still haven't thought of a proper way to thank you. While I'm busy with that, why don't you visit with Eisman? He mentioned wanting to have a word with you. We noticed him sneaking about trying to arrange a celebration with you and our clients, so I'm guessing he needs your help with the preparations. Nothing gets past me. In my forge, I see everything my artisans do, or don't do for that matter. Last I saw Eisman was over at the Wandering Stairs, assuming you're of a mind to speak to him. Hello, the Wandering Stairs. Where I was going. Right one. Oh well. Two. No, we'll probably do the other ones. We might do another one after we take a break and grab a snack. I have to buy everything for it. Oh, Zilly, we've been looking for you. I have a favor to ask you. Celebration preparations? Wait, what? It was supposed to be a surprise. Iola's head might be filled with figures and finances, but she's got a sharp eye. Should I bop her with my hammer so she forgets what we're up to? Oh, the Flintstone method. Someone ought to bop you with a hammer, you uncultured brute. Come now, Eisman, spit it out. Was there not something specific you wish to share concerning the upcoming festivities? Ah, yes, of course. A part of the plan was to surprise Iola with a gift, something near and dear to her heart, but we're having trouble acquiring the item in question. Talking about the ring Iola's father lost to that bastard moneylender. The three of us have been working our fingers to the bone this past while, scrimping and saving what we could. Also, we'd have the coin to buy it back. Once we deemed our purse sufficiently hefty, we paid a visit to this nefarious usurer, a shifty fellow by the name of Walden. Yet even after we paid the villain his due, he refused to surrender the ring. Apparently, we'd failed to account for the interest accrued in the intervening years, a patently absurd amount. We're at a loss as to what to do next. I was hoping someone as well-traveled as you might have some advice to give. Am I too early? I'm too early. I don't get invited to a lot of parties with people. You seem troubled. Is there a problem with the celebrations? You paid this man a fair price, but he did not honor the trade. Demanded more from you? We have the Numo frown upon deals where the balance of value swings too far in one side's favor. This Walden fellow sounds in need of a lesson in equilibrium. Oh, I'd love to teach him a lesson, but the only one I can think of is like to leave me covered in blood and arrested by the guard. Let us not attempt anything rash, but only add to Iola's woes. Still, I'm afraid civilized approach has already failed to persuade the unmannered churl to part with the ring. No violence will be necessary, my friends. I have an idea. It's your moment to shine. I'm going to supply you with some materials. Use them to make a ring of finest quality and give it to the Eisman. I realize this is all very mysterious, but I ask that you trust me. Everything will be explained soon enough. Enchanting ring. I'll just stand around here until the ring is ready. Oh, well, that didn't take near as long as I thought it would. That's beautiful work. So, Needmorn, what exactly is the plan for this ring? Materials I provided to Zilly were prepared with the minor enchantment. Walden will be so taken with our ring that he'll be willing to offer Iola's ring in trade. What, just like that? I have doubts as well, but I say we give it a try. Right then, let's pay another visit to Walden. Will you come along? He should be lurking around Musica Universalis. Give me my ring back. I don't know what all the areas are called yet. Queen Eureka and Bozja. I spend more time in Kugane than I do here. Back so soon? We came for the ring, Walden. We already paid you a fair price for its return. Let me spell it out for you again, boy. No money, no ring. You'll get naught but curses till you cough up the interest what's owed me. We don't have that kind of money, but we do have another ring you might be interested in. Care to trade? Trade? Do I look like a flea market to you? I only deal in cold, hard coin. Oh, maybe you should inspect the quality of the goods before you make up your mind. Here, see how it glitters? Well, ain't that a pretty little thing? I had no idea such beauty still existed in this world. It's just so precious. I had a feeling you would appreciate the craftsmanship. It ain't often I get my hands on a proper treasure like this one. You've got yourself a deal, boy. Here, take your bleeding ring. Go on, take it. Go on, get. Pleasure doing business with you. Was it? Was it really? Hee hee. Enjoy your worthless old antique. There's only one ring I care about now. Fresh. The way his eyes lit up was almost disturbing. Just what kind of spell did Needmorn weave into those materials? We best get back to the others. The festivities aren't going to prepare themselves. Oh, did I go the wrong way? Oh yeah, that's still over here. What the hell are they over there? We have the ring. I guess we'll be celebrating here. Whatever. Oversight. Not you. Not you. Target the right one, damn it. Strange business that, but at least we have the ring Iola wanted. Now we can celebrate without a care. Though we should probably finish up the preparations before the guests arrive. along. Iola, we have a gift for you. Ooh, a gift? Is it flowers? Some sweet treat from the markets? Ah, as if you'd want something as pointless as that. Indeed. I'd rather a sack of coins and some smelly bouquet. Not a sack of coins, I'm afraid, but it is a precious metal. Oh, Eisman, are you proposing? I know I'm pretty for a smithy, but this is all too sudden. Just a damn moment. That's my father's ring. Where? How? We weren't able to stand by you when the bellows needed us most, so we got back the thing you most wanted instead. Fittingly, your efforts to revive the forge were the reason we could earn enough money to buy that trinket back in the first place. That and a dash of Vasili's exceptional craftsmanship. I don't know what to say except thank you. I thought myself alone since my father died, but it seems I do have a family around me after all. Aww. And now we see the girl behind the Forge Master's mask, a bittersweet day. Certainly been an interesting one. Speaking of which, you never did tell us what kind of enchantment you put on the moneylender's new ring. He all but snatched it out of my hand. Oh, that was not magical. His desire for the ring was born entirely of mundane greed. I knew that an avaricious wretch such as Walden would soon see the value of Zilly's craft. My contribution was far less innocuous, a little curse of misfortune to punish his unfair weighting of the scales. The man's financial luck is about to take a decidedly ugly turn for the worse. Keen looks so worried. I would never weave curses upon an upstanding trading partner such as you. Keep the balance and all will be well between us. Now we go back to the Crystalline mean. Good to see you, Zilly. All that excitement has left me feeling positively drained. All that proper food has left me feeling unusually full. Well, I feel like someone's been using my head for an anvil. Don't remember much after that 10th tankard. Shall I remind you then, in your inebriation you deemed it necessary to initiate a brawl with our Zune guests. The Tavern Keep will be sending a bill for the destruction you caused to his establishment. You might have stopped her instead of making wagers on the outcome, Rend. Tell me why I rehired you people again? Suppose the answer to that is right in front of me. I still can't believe you managed to prize it from Walden's grubby hands. We couldn't have done it without Zilly and Nemarn. Thank you again. You've been there for me every step of the way. From here on in, I think I'd keep the bellows running under its own steam, and if there's any trouble, I have these three miscreants to help me deal with it. You left us in a good place, but know you're welcome to come and visit anytime you like. Don't forget to take your payment. You've certainly earned it. The Iron Bellows, level 80, complete. Esteemed contributor, Facet of Forging, you have completed all Iola's tasks. She now considers you Iron Bellows' savior. There may be other folk in the Crystalline mean who could use the assistance of a talented artisan. Ask around and see who is in need of your skills. Precious metals. All right. That'll be it for now.